Welcome to our first edition of some NJ high school football. I'm joined by
Thomas.
And Marcelo.
And I'm Tyler. And we're just going to talk about what's been happening in week 0 of NJ high school football. We'll start with the Battle of the Beach that just happened this weekend. And we'll start with Cedar Creek versus Edison. You know, Cedar Creek last year was one of the best teams in the state. Unfortunately, they graduated a lot of seniors. And Edison just took it to them early, and they ended up beating them by 20 points. So, I mean, this is a new Edison team, and we'll see what they can do this year in the Big Central.
Yeah, I mean, they got a really good line. I mean, they have a really good line coach, too. And, this is a team that I think both of us have on our schedules this year.
Mm-hmm.
Really interested to see how their season plays out.
Yeah. How do you feel, Edison?
They're a scary team. We went on them. We went against them in the 7-on-7s, and they could throw the ball. They could throw the ball. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you do in all 7-on-7s.
I mean, yeah, but Cedar Creek. You know, I don't know if a lot of people knew what to expect from Cedar Creek going this year, but you know, it's either that Cedar Creek just got worse or Edison just got a lot better. So.
Well, Cedar Creek did graduate a lot of people last year.
They did, yeah, they did.
So, when that happens, there's always going to be a little bit of a kickback, which, every school experiences the ebbs and flows of, seniors leaving, new guys coming in, especially public schools, when you're dealing with, just generational things in general. Sometimes you just have a 4-year period where there's a lot of guys that enjoy the sports in your area, and then there's years where you just don't have those guys.
Yeah. And then we'll go to St. Peter's Prep versus St. Augustine. Last year, St. Augustine, they were a really surprising team to a lot of people. And this year, they graduated another team that graduated a lot of seniors. And, St. Peter's took it to them. We all know St. Peter's is a good year in and year out. And, they won 41-7. Zion Fowler, arguably the best receiver in the state. He's tough to guard. And then you got just a great team all around. And it's going to be tough for a lot of teams to keep up with them unless you're one of the really big up north schools. I don't think any South Jersey teams can really keep up with these big powerhouses that are up north.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just the thing in general. I mean, up north is probably where the best Jersey football is being played. Down south, it's not bad. I don't think there's any bad part of Jersey football, but it just kind of isn't. It's not what it is up there. Yeah. And I mean, that's just how it is. Especially with all the big prep schools that are up there, you're just never gonna compete with some of those things. Those are some national powerhouses.
Yeah. What about you? All right. Yeah. Well, we'll go to our last game, not last game of Battle of the Beach, but last Battle of the Beach game we'll discuss, which was Millville versus Thomas Jefferson from Pennsylvania. And Millville is showing again why they're one of the most electric teams in the state. They have another person who you could arguably consider as the best receiver in the state, Lozier Brooks, and he has electric speed. He had 185 yards in the first game of the season and a pair of touchdowns. And, he's a nightmare for opposing DBs, and Millville just took it to him and beat them by 30 points.
Yeah.
It's just showing you what New Jersey football is about. Not many other states can compare to us.
Yeah, I mean, when you have talent like that on your team, it would be foolish not to use them. And, he made big plays for them all game. And, when there's guys that good, it's going to be hard to stop them ever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my whole opinion on that.
Yeah.
But, Sella, what do you think about it?
All right.
Anyway.
We'll go to Bergen Catholic now, the defending non-public A champions.
It's Bergen.
And, everybody knows what Bergen Catholic's about. Cardinal Gibbons from North Carolina, they won defeated last year. That's cute or whatever, but you come to New Jersey, you're going to play against teams that you've never seen in North Carolina before. And, Bergen Catholic showed them what NJ football is about, and they beat them by 35 at home. And, this team graduated seniors, but it doesn't matter. They're just revamping. Sadier Mitchell, he had the, I think it was DeJuan Samuels, but he had the fumble recovery for a touchdown, and Elijah Kinsler forced the fumble. So, Bergen Catholic is looking scary as ever, and they're probably the favorites again for the non-public A title.
It's Bergen. That's my whole take on it. They're a well-oiled machine, a lot like in Alabama or Ohio State in college football. It's Bergen. They're going to be great every year, regardless of who they graduate. That just is what it is. They graduated a lot of D1 guys last year. They graduated.
Butler.
Shout out my long-snapping coach, Logan Rager.
Yeah, Jaden Gold they lost. The other dude that went to the other safety, I think, cornerback.
Yeah.
That went to Notre Dame and then.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's Bergen Catholic. They just
it's a
retool
dynasty.
Yeah. So that's kind of my whole thing on that. Now, talking a little bit more.
We'll talk about more Central Jersey, kind of. Not as huge powerhouses, but we'll start off with Thomas' school, St. Thomas Aquinas, in New Jersey. And, they took on Timber Creek. This is a really emotional game for St. Thomas Aquinas. Obviously, losing Coach Meany was a big loss for them, and rest in peace to him. But, it was a really interesting. I was at the game. I was watching, and, it was a fun atmosphere. Friday Night Lights never gets defeated. But Timber Creek, their record last year does not show how good of a team they really are. They played a tough schedule last year, teams like Woodrow Wilson. And, we saw a lot of seniors graduate from STA last year, so this is a pretty new look STA team.
Yeah.
And, it was everybody thought it was going to be a blowout after the third quarter, but, STA came back and they fought, and they showed that what this team is made of, really, and we'll see how they do going forward.
It was a really emotional game, and anytime that happens, you're a little susceptible to things happening. But I think I'm really impressed with how we fought back in the second half. It's always fun being out there in the Friday Night Lights. I mean, that's something that's never going to change. And the energy is always great. And Timber Creek was a great team. They played hard. They fought. And I like to think we fought a little bit too. Yeah. And I'm really excited for what we do this week against New Providence. But
Yeah, we'll go to East Brunswick now. They open up on Thursday at Hillsborough. Hillsborough, well-known not Power 5, Group 5 powerhouse, but they lost a couple of seniors. Tommy Alonqua obviously going to Rutgers. So how are you feeling about East Brunswick opener against Hillsborough?
It's gonna be a test. It's gonna set a point for our season. Like basically, we have to be sharp right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because the first games is usually your worst, but the thing is like, you can't have your worst game against a team like Hillsborough.
Yeah. And I like to think I think East Brunswick and my school, STA, I think we're in really similar situations. We're coming off really good years last year.
Yeah.
Graduated a lot.
Yeah, we graduated a lot. Both graduated a lot of guys.
Easier schedules now. They're
we have
set.
We're facing challenges immediately.
It's time to see what East Brunswick and STA are really all about. I mean,
we graduated 3 Division I players last year, D2 player, and it's a retool, revamped.
We have our
team.
quarterback.
Yeah.
We have our quarterback, 4 returning offensive linemen. Our offensive line is key for any running back success. All of our running backs we're doing really well behind our offensive line, and that's really the key to winning football games. Winning in the trenches.
Yeah. With EB, they're more of a run-heavy team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, more of a run-heavy team, so the offensive line is going to be big for them. And we'll go on to St. Joe's Metuchen now, my school. We open up against New Brunswick this week. Last year, we beat them 38-14, but that's nothing against New Brunswick. They have a whole new coaching staff this year, but a lot of new faces on the offense, including the quarterback. But St. Joe's Metuchen, also a huge new look, completely different coaching staff, taking Coach Bill Tracy from Ridge, and I think he coached at Governor Livingston or something like that before. And, he runs a really old-style offense with a wing T, and, people were even I was questioning it at first. Do I want to be in a three-point stance as a receiver? But when you're in the practices and you're seeing how he conditions you every single day, it's unlike anything any of us have ever been around. And we might be the most conditioned team in the state in that. I don't think that's crazy bias to say that. And he was having us do a lot of workouts in the summer, and it's all gonna pay off. And now we have a tough schedule like we always do. Somerville, Union, Westfield, all these really good public school teams. So it's gonna be a test the whole season. We're not going to have any weeks off, really. So, yeah.
I think that's really cool because we're all kind of in that situation where we're all facing tough schedules this year. You have to start out the season right. You can't come out the gate slow because we're all
no more JP Stevens.
And we also have a new coach, Coach Tariq Holman.
Yeah.
Great coach that we've been around so far, and I really have enjoyed the way that we've gone through practices and stuff and workouts. I think that we're going to have a good year.
Yeah.
I think that this year it's going to be a fight. This year every game's going to be a bad one. I think that we can all agree in that sense where this isn't, especially for us and Marcelo from East Brunswick, like no longer can you just go into a game and expect to win.
Yeah.
This game, every game you got to take it from the other team.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to see how everyone's seasons play out. I'm excited to see how all of our friends play this year.
Yeah.
And That's about it.
Get St. Joe's Metuchen some freaking lights so we can play on Friday nights. That's my last thing. Until next time.
We're